What's up, YouTube? It's Lions Fan Express coming at you with that man-to-man press. And in today's video, I'm going to do a Tyree Wilson draft profile. He's a prospect that's been really mocked to the Detroit Lions, so I thought we'd take a look to see what he's about. So I studied his tape and came up with this draft profile for us to take a look at. So with that being said, let's get on into it. So Tyree Wilson is a senior. He's a 6'6", 275, and he's from Henderson, Texas, and he played at Texas Tech. He had 60 total tackles this season, 14 tackles for a loss, 7 sacks, and 8 quarterback hits to go along with that. Tyree Wilson, one thing that jumps off his tape is power. He plays with immense power, whether it's against the run or the pass. Very strong player, and he's able to just push offensive linemen back into the field. It just really creates mismatches there when he's penetrating the offensive line. He's versatile. He can line up as an edge, standing up, or he can kick inside and play more of an inside shade like a 5-tech. He also has a high motor, doesn't quit on plays, hard worker, hard playing all the time. And that shows on tape. He doesn't quit on plays. So that's something that you like to see. And also, he's a good tackler. He has 60 total tackles, which is pretty good, especially for an edge. He's a good tackler, form tackler, but also, gets a lot of volume tackles as well. Overall, like I said, a lot of good things to look at on tape for him. He kind of just has that natural power rusher kind of feel to him for the NFL. But some of the things that he does kind of struggle with is pass rush. It's still raw. He needs to learn to develop his moves and to create more opportunities to just, win instead of just using power and trying to push, the offensive lineman back. He has to really try to be more strategic with his pass rush moves, especially on pass rush downs as well. And then the athleticism, he's not like the most athletic player I've watched so far. Just more of a sound, technique guy. Doesn't really possess those super athletic skills, especially compared to some of the other edge players in this draft. But he's still a pretty decent athlete on the field. And then technique, that's the biggest thing too, is just playing with technique, being able to, extend with your arms, get off blocks, line up right, and using your hands. Those are all things that he just needs to use. And again, he's just a very raw prospect, so he has a lot to learn still going into the NFL. But when it comes to draft projection, I think that, with his versatility, his size, and he's able to play inside or out, he has a good combination of power and is able to stop the run as well. He can be a good edge defender and a good edge player, but he most likely projects more as like a 3-4 defensive end, so like a 5-tech. Like I said, he does need to develop a better pass rush plan because he's just raw as a pass rusher, but the potential is there. Like you see it on tape, like just being able to physically dominate, his opponents. If he can add like tools and actual like skill to that, then he could be a scary prospect. He did have season-ending injury on his foot, so his medicals need to be cleared. So that's something that definitely, needs to be checked out. But I think he's a top 10 player. I think he could be one of the best defensive line players in this draft. I really liked his tape. I have him up there with Myles Murphy. In fact, like I said, either one I think could go right before the other. They're just kind of like neck and neck in my opinion. So yeah, he's definitely a top 10 player. Kind of a stretch to say he'd be a top 5, but we'll have to see how he does in the combine. But overall, yeah, I like him. Would definitely mind the Lions taking him if that was an option. But again, we're just going to see what the Lions end up doing this upcoming April. But with that being said, if you guys like the content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm just going to keep doing these draft profiles of these players so we can get to know these players on a better level and to understand what they bring to the table and how they can not just for the Lions but just in teams in general, how they can help teams improve going into the next season. So with that being said, as always, go Lions.